Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it may be. My name is Clinton Jiggetts. I'm the founder of Best Fit Digital. Since 2018, I've generated millions of dollars for my clients via digital marketing, via SEO, web design, paid ads, lead generation, content, and social media management. But this episode is focused on how to teach you, the do-it-yourselfer, how to build on your SEO presence, your visual online strategy, and how to go about it with a strategic mindset versus just trying to figure it out piece by piece when opportunity presents itself. If you're looking for a professional agency to do this for you, you should definitely check us out at bestfitdigital.co. But I'm here to give you some jewels for free. This is some of the information that we're adding to the software that we're launching in January of 2027 called Win at Marketing. But this is some of the free information that any do-it-yourselfer can do with just a little bit of your time between the things that you do incredibly well in SEO. So without further delay, let's get moving. So first of all, most small business owners have the same problem when it comes to marketing. They're doing stuff, they're posting on social media as often as possible. Maybe they're running a few ads, giving themselves kind of a limited budget, $500 a month or something. They've built a website using templates, but they're doing a bunch of random activity, no real strategy in place. My goal today is to fix that for you. Again, my name is Clinton Jiggetts. I'm the founder of Best Fit Digital. I'm also the host of Clicks to Clients. And in this episode, my goal is to walk you through exactly how to build a digital marketing strategy from scratch. And if you comment, send it to me in this video. I'll send you a free PDF, that lays it all out for you. If you caught episode 1, we talked about why digital marketing is non-negotiable in 2026. Today, we're going to go into why and how. So without further delay, let's get into it. First of all, what is a strategy? Think about that for a moment. What is a strategy? More importantly, what is not a strategy? Before we build anything, we need to kill a myth. A lot of business owners think a marketing strategy means picking a platform and showing up, whether it's Meta or LinkedIn. So they might decide to be a LinkedIn marketer. They might go in there and run a few articles. They might go to Facebook and run a few ads. They might post on Instagram and Facebook 3 times a week. That's not a strategy. That's a tactic with no direction. A strategy is a plan that makes your tactics work. It answers 4 questions. Who are you trying to reach? Where do they spend their time online? What do they want to do when they find you? And how are they going to track, and how are you, going to track whether your efforts are working? Without those answers, you're spending time and money hoping something sticks. With those answers, every dollar and every hour you put into marketing actually has a job, a function, and a desired outcome. When I'm onboarding new clients and I'm going through what these tactics look like, there's an analogy that I like to use. If you hop in your car and you speed down the highway and you're going incredibly fast, 100 miles per hour, you're moving, but you're not actually going anywhere if you don't know where your destination is. What the GPS tells you is where your destination is, and that is what a strategy is. So step 1 is to know exactly who you are talking to. Listen. If you don't know who your defined customer is, what your ICP, as I call it, your ideal customer profile is, you're not going to succeed in building a marketing strategy. And it can't be too broad. This is something that is part of almost every onboarding conversation with my clients. You can't just simply say, well, I created a product that all people want. It's for all adults over 21, or it's for everyone who lives in this city, or it's for anyone who likes socks, or anyone who likes shoes, or anyone who has a business and needs an accountant. No, you have to define who that target audience is, and it can't be too broad. The opposite is also true. It cannot be too narrow. So you have to ask yourself, Who is the person that when they call you, you think this is exactly who this service or product is built for? What problem brought them to you? What had they already tried that may not have worked that led them to you? Also, what does winning look like for them? What does a successful outcome look like? The more specific you get, the easier everything else becomes. Your website copy, your ad targeting, your content and social media topics. When you understand who you want to talk to, writing these things becomes really, really, really simple. When I'm onboarding an employee here and I'm trying to understand and share with them what our uh, internal dynamic is like when we're onboarding a client and we're discussing with them what their ICP is. A great example that I like to use is think about a law firm. When they're marketing, they don't market to everyone. They don't say everyone's going to need an attorney at some point. If their focus is on injury clients, they're going to talk to injury clients. If it's on divorce clients, they're going to talk to divorce clients. If it's on contracts, they might talk to business clients. When we tighten up what that looks like, whether it's really specific to those target markets, target audience, based on geographic location, their cost per lead drops significantly and their close rates go up because they're targeting the right people. They're meeting the people where they are. When you try to talk to everyone, you end up reaching for no one. No one truly knows who you help. They don't know if you're the right fit for them because you're not talking to them and meeting them where their problem is. So before we continue, whether you're on your laptop, desktop, you got a pad and paper, I like writing things down. Write down who your ideal customer is. Name them. I mean, literally name them. This is Judy Smith. She is a small business owner in Detroit, Michigan. She services veterinarians. Define who this person is. Give them a name. Define their job role, their market, their problem. You want to understand all these things. And when you give them a name, it makes them real. Step 2, you want to audit where you stand right now. Don't assume, whether we're talking about eating right or we're talking about scoring our business with an internal audit. We have a tendency to assume we're doing something right. We have a tendency to not truly examine where we currently sit. And we have a tendency to underestimate the reach of the issue that we're trying to solve. So once you have that pad and paper, once you know who you're talking to, you need to be honest about where you are right now. Do a quick audit of your current digital presence and do the things that are organic to you. How did you search for products and services? Find out if how you want to be found aligns with that. I know that when I'm looking for a place to eat and I'm trying to add some variety to the boring chicken and rice that I eat most days, or the ground beef and sweet potatoes that I eat other days, I'm looking for healthy food near me, or new healthy restaurants, or high protein food options near me. And if it's not on the first page, normally within the first few results, unless it's something I heard about and is trending on social media, my search is going to stop there. Maybe you're slightly different. Maybe you're willing to go on page 2, but statistics show us that most people are not willing to leave page 1. So Google yourself, Google your business, Google your services. What shows up? Is it your Google business profile? Do you have a Google business profile? Have you claimed that yet? That's in the free PDF that you can claim by just commenting claim here. Do you have any reviews? Are you responding to your reviews? Are you showing up anywhere on the first page for your main service? If you don't like what you see, that's not a problem. That's a starting point. That is an opportunity. The point of the audit is not to make yourself feel bad. It's to figure out where the biggest gaps, where the biggest opportunities are, and to allow you to close them in the right order. Because not every gap is equally important, and not every gap necessarily needs to be solved. For most service-based businesses, the biggest gap is usually one of these 3 things. Either your website is not converting, your Google presence is weak, or you have no lead generation system. We're going to talk about all 3 later in this series, but right now we're just focused on understanding where you are so that you can determine which one applies to you. Step 3 is to pick your channels intentionally. When I consult with a potential client and I'm normally asking them, tell me about your current digital marketing strategy, they'll say, well, I post on Facebook 3 times a week. I post on Instagram 4 times a week. I post on LinkedIn once a week. I write a blog 2 times a month. I post on insert platform here with this level of frequency. And of course, my next question is, how's that working out for you? Well, I don't know. Or I don't know. It's there. I've grown a few followers. I get a few likes, comments sometimes, and shares. It's no strategy there. It's not intentional. You're like, this platform exists, so clearly I'm supposed to post here. Is your customer even there? If you're selling a product that is important to retirees, why are you on TikTok? Retirees are on Facebook. If you're posting a product that is for Gen Alpha, why are you not on TikTok? And why the heck are you on Facebook? You have to choose your channels intentionally, and there's no logical reason that you should be on every single channel unless it's logical to be on every single channel. Now that you know that you're targeting and you know where you stand and you know who your customer is, now you get to pick your channels, and not all of them, not whatever platform is trending, the one where your ideal client is. So again, here's how you want to think about it. There are 2 kinds of channels. Channels where people are searching for you, and channels where you have to find them. Again, where people are searching for you or where people have to find them. Google search and Google profile are 2 great search channels. When someone types in, I love the near me examples, a plumber near me or an attorney near me, or an injury attorney in Baltimore or Chicago or Sacramento. These are people who are actively looking for what you offer. These are the highest converting channels for most service-based businesses because the intent is already there. They're looking for what you offer. So are you there? Social media, display ads, those are what we refer to as interruption channels. You're showing up on someone's feed while they're doing something else. These can absolutely work, but they're not necessarily your target audience. They're not in the bottom of the funnel. They're not the low-hanging fruit that is the person who's looking for injury attorney near me or injury attorney in Baltimore. So again, these can absolutely work, but they require that you are more creative. You have to have more patience and more budget, which is why running ads is not where you start when you have a limited budget. If your ad budget is $500, don't waste your time running ads. Don't waste your time running ads. Spend that $500 building an organic presence, which we're going to talk to more here in this episode, but even more breadth throughout this series. For most of my clients, I talk to them and they started from scratch, and I always recommend search first. Google gives you so many free tools that you can leverage, starting with your Google business profile. Again, all this is in my PDF. You can comment here and I'll be happy to share it with you. But Google business profile puts most things SEO in one place. And this is where you go before you spend a single dollar on paid ads. You're here because you're a do-it-yourselfer, which means you're likely on a controlled budget. So you want to do the smart things first that won't dwindle your budget. But once you have that Google business profile as a foundation, then you layer in the social media, then the paid ads. Those things are driving audiences to you. What you should have some sort of newsletter or blog list that you're building so that can lead you to email outreach. Don't try to do everything at once. You have to stagger these things. You have to stack them. We'll make sure everyone's following. You have to stack them. Now, most small business owners have the same problem when it comes to how they approach it. And the problem that they're trying to solve is just too holistic. They're trying to do everything at once because you want instant results, right? They call us the microwave generation. Everyone wants gratification. Everyone wants everything to be perfect right away. That is not what we're doing here. We are being strategic. We are approaching this like marketing leaders. No, we're not re-recording that. We're approaching this like marketing leaders who understand who we talk to, how we want to speak to them, how we communicate. You have to understand all of these things if you truly want to be successful. You have to set real goals. You understand? Real goals. This is the step that I've found in my 9 years in business and the hundreds of clients that I've spoken to is where a lot of people get lost. A lot of folks that I onboard at one stage were doing it themselves. Or when it came to me, they had a unpleasant experience with an agency and they decided to try to figure it out until they find a competent agency to work with. But one consistency amongst all these folks is they skip this step where they have to set real goals and hold themselves responsible. You need goals, you need real goals. Not, I want more leads, duh. Of course. I want to make more money. Who who doesn't? You have to make them real goals that are tangible. So you want more leads. How many by when? At what cost? A simple framework is you start with your revenue goal and then you work backwards. So when I first started my agency, my first ambition was to make $10,000 a month in monthly recurring revenue. That was my first goal 9 years ago. Without me knowing and learning this framework, I was doing this backwards framework. So I start with 10,000. Now, how many clients do I need to generate $10,000 a month? Where do I have to price my services to reach $10,000 per month? You have to work backwards. So again, let's say you want to bring in 10 new clients this quarter. If your close rate on sales right now, which is something you should be measuring, if you're not measuring today, hopefully you have records of all your closed wins and losses so you can at least give yourself a rough estimate. But let's say, for example, you're around the industry standards. So let's say your close rate on sales calls. So this is an interested party that you get on the phone, you get on the Zoom, you get on the Google Meet. If you're closing 30% of those individuals, then you need about 33 qualified conversations to get there. If 20% of your website visitors book a call, you need around 165 people to land on your site from qualified traffic. Now you know what you're working toward. This is a math that actually matters when you're trying to quantify success versus just picking arbitrary numbers that sound really cool. We're not focused on cool. We're focused on goals, results, and it starts with your strategy. This allows you to understand what your marketing budget needs to be. If you need 165 qualified visits per month and you're spending $0 on advertising with no SEO strategy, the math doesn't work. How are you going to get there? How are these people magically going to find you? Something has to change. Goals are what turn your strategy from a wish list into an actual plan. They also give you something to measure against. So you know if you're doing it, if it's working, you can measure your success along the way because trust me, you are going to make mistakes. And if you're not making mistakes, you're either lying to yourself or you're not actually building something. So step 5, you have to build the measurement system before you launch. As an entrepreneur, before I had employees, when I was early in my agency, I just wanted to go. I wanted to get to success. So I saw something that caught my eye. I saw a strategy that I wanted to implement. We're implementing this today. I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to plan it out. I didn't want to work through the what ifs, the contingency plans, and so forth. I just wanted the success immediately. That is not how you find success. You have to pace it. You have to have a measurement system in place before you go live. Be before you go live. So the last step before you go live with anything internally, this isn't just with marketing, is you have to set up your tracking system first. More free tools. Google Analytics on your website is really easy to set up. There are easy tutorials you can follow to do it. You want to set up the Google conversion tracking. You want to set up your UTM parameters. If you're running ads, so you use the UTM parameters so that you can understand if they're taking the actions that you want them to do that lend to your leads. I understand this part normally gets boring because it's not where the action is not where the fun is. We're talking about analytics, we're talking about numbers. Most folks want to avoid numbers unless you're already a numbers person and you probably work in the numbers business, whether you're in finance or accounting or something along that line. But for us other folks, including myself, numbers I just want to make sure I have enough revenue to pay my bills. I don't want to get into the meat and potatoes of the numbers. When it comes to analyzing your success and your milestones, you have to get into the analytics. So this, in my opinion, is the part that separates businesses that grow from businesses that guess. And sometimes they figure it out. Sometimes it's luck, but a lot of times they fail. Every decision you make in marketing should be based on data. Data, 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 data. That's what I taught to clients that feel like they should be able to kind of set it and forget it. You're not going to succeed that way. You have to optimize. You have to continuously review data, see what works, give it more attention, see what's broken, see if you can fix it, see what's not working, get rid of it. If you don't have data, you can't do any of these things. What's converting? What's not converting? Where should you put more budget behind? Where should you put more attention behind? All these things have to be measured and get in place before you spend a single dollar. Before you buy ads, before you post consistently on any platform, before you launch anything, you have to have these places set up. You have to have this foundation in place. And those are the 5 steps that you want to implement. Again, comment, claim it. If you want to tell me more about what you're trying to do, comment there. And if you want to consult and get a free consultation about our services, feel free to contact me at bestfitdigital.co or comment your email address in the comment section. I'll send you a follow-up email so that we can book a time. But before we wrap up here, I want to say something that I feel is really important for any successful entrepreneur. Building a strategy feels overwhelming when you look at it all at once. But the truth is, most of your competitors are not already doing this. They're winging it just like you. So if you want a competitive edge, you want to stop posting ads and posting content randomly, and you want a clear target so that you can stop wondering what's working, what's not working, you do this work right now. You start today. You spend an hour a day, you spend 2 hours a day until you start seeing the results. You don't have to be perfect. You have to be intentional. And that is what this series is about. So again, thank you for joining us for episode 2 of Clicks to Clients. Here's what I want you to do. Review your notes or review this video. Write down all the 5 steps and the things that you want to do to implement them. Feel free to comment, claim it, so I can send you the free PDF that lays all this out for you. As always, subscribe, comment, share, and look forward to talking to you next week. Again, we'll have new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. This is the Clicks to Clients podcast. My name is Clinton Jiggetts with Best Fit Digital. You can find out more and get a no pressure pitch in conversation and consultation by visiting us at bestfitdigital.co. I promise on our free consultation, I will not get tongue tied. I do not actually make that promise. Again, I thank you for joining. I wish you a great day, a great weekend. Oh, and tomorrow's my birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday. So I fully expect a whole bunch of happy birthday comments in here as well. Make it a great day on purpose. Peace out.